right. You can just let them know
Hey,
what
everybody. Welcome to an all-new episode of Holotheatre. As always, I'm Dancer Tag Leon, also known as D-Thar Tag 1. Joining me tonight as my co-host is the one and only Mr. I Love Reverts himself, Kendall Hallman. And our special guest tonight is our tournament advocate, Chris Schoenthal. Chris, you're going to be running this event. For those who don't know, it is the 2020 Two Worlds. We're live from the event. We're in the streaming booth here, and we're getting ready for the main event starting tomorrow. Yeah. Chris is our tournament advocate. He's running all this. Drew got us the hotel. Mike got all of the boxes, and now we're at.
Dan and Brandon have been diligently working on getting the stream set up.
I wouldn't say
Jonathan Murray just ran a great cube event. Everybody had a lot of fun. Some cool special surprises for people that played, so that was neat.
Let's talk about that cube really quick.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what were the prizes, first of all? What were those special prizes?
So what we did was, what had happened was, Scott suggested that, we printed out the cube cards. So the cube was made entirely of proxies, backed with either Jedi Knight cards or magic cards that were not in use for other things. But what we did was
use of magic cards.
We Scott sent about $1,000 of singles from the PC store to Jonathan as he was putting the cubes together, and Jonathan stuck them behind all of the effects in the cube, or at least some of the effects in the cube.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't all the effects.
Sure. So people did their draft not knowing what was happening, and then after the draft we told people to check their effect, and some people got some special surprise cards. I know one of Johnny Chu's children pulled a Newt Gunray and was very excited about that. Mm-hmm. I don't remember any of the other specific pulls, but there were a lot of really cool cards in there. Did you get any yourself?
I got Lando Calrissian from Cloud City, Lightside Lando.
There you go.
So I will say, I had over 12 FX, so I was kind of a little disappointed.
That only one of them
I saw, Mike Kessling got a foil Daughter of Skywalker. I guess there was a Darth Maul Young Apprentice in there.
Nice.
So some good cards were given out.
Yeah. And everybody really sung the praises of the cube in terms of balance as well. Mm-hmm. The other thing, Jonathan kind of built this cube from scratch, and one of the things that was kind of a guiding point for him was that drafting locations is not really exciting, and it makes the decks worse. Yeah. So he just let people use whatever locations they wanted, and had the locations mostly all proxied out and ready to go. And people could just choose what locations they put in their deck after they did their draft with all the regular cards. So I think that led to a lot more consistency and a lot more ability to play unique things. Like there were objectives that people played that normally, people would have to draft a bunch of locations to make the objectives relevant, and that was not the case here. And so Jonathan put in a ton of work on this cube, tons and tons of hours. He had to sleeve 5 cubes worth, both light and dark. Bless you. And I couldn't even say how many hours that was, but I know that we did 2 cubes for one of our SoCal events, and that was a lot. So adding 3 more cubes on that, it was a huge project, and he gets major props for making a fun event and a fun cube.
Yeah, and I will say, the drafting aspect was really good because, like you said, if you drafted an objective, you didn't have to worry about the locations for it, and he made a pile of just straight fixed cards. So say, for example, one of the objectives was Old Allies. Well, if you got Old Allies, the objective, you would get the Flip Falcon just as a bonus. And then there were the other good ones, I got, for instance, Wedge Antilles Red Squadron Leader.
Sure.
And so in that fixed pile was Red Squadron 1.
Nice.
So, and there was some straight, just fixed cards. Everybody had a starting effect. Everybody had the Aim High or Secret Plan Shield, starting interrupts, Alter Sense, and a Jawa. The Jawa was kind of interesting.
It's important to have a Jawa.
It is.
Remember, when you go out, don't forget your Jawas.
But yeah, definitely a fun little cube event. I definitely had a good time. One of the there's a lot of good decks. Don't know who won it. Do we know who won?
I don't know. The draft was going on during the last game. There were I think there's 2 undefeated, so we'll get that posted up on the forums. There were 5 going into the last round, so there could have been up to 3 undefeateds, but Joe knocked off Sam Tashima.
Speaking of which, let's do a nice little segue here right into the OCS playoff draft. Just went on a couple minutes ago. We just finished. For those who are interested in the OCS draft, there's your bracket. Right off the bat, Justin Desai went with Eric Spixma.
Yep.
Paul Myers and Greg Shaw will be playing. Brad Kipple versus Zimowit Squara. Connor Britton versus Gavin. Matt Harrison Trainer versus Bill Kafer. Joe versus Steve Baroni. Bastion versus Brian Serson. And Mike Castling versus Drew. So let's right off the bat. What do you guys think of this OCS playoffs? Like, if you had to say, like, who do you think is the favorite to win first?
The favorite to win? That's tough. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be, I think, one of the high seeds. Obviously, Joe's had a really great couple of years, but Justin really dominated the regular season of the OCS. I think they're both in contention, and you can never, of course, count out Bastion. I guess if I had to pick, I'll take a flyer on Bastion. Sure, we'll make predictions.
Okay. And Kendall, what do you think?
So looking at these, Connor Britton drank with me last night, so I'm going to say him.
There you go.
Okay.
What's going to be really bad is there's probably somebody else that also drank with me in there that I forgot because I drank too much.
Well, like you said, Justin just came off of going perfect with Lightside in the OCS the entire season. MHT won it last year. You can't ever count out Bastion. I mean, he's playing.
Taco Bill was drinking with me too.
Well, Taco Bill drinks with everybody.
Yeah.
I think the more interesting one for me.
So that's probably going to be the finals: is Taco Bill versus Connor Britton.
There you go.
Is that even possible?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. All right. Potential.
I think, first of all, the most interesting pick to me was the Mike Kessling versus Drew Lichtenstein. Like,
Yes.
Mike called out Drew.
Yeah, that was wild.
And then I like how nobody wanted to play Greg. Nobody wanted to play Paul Myers. I don't know if that's a respect thing or some other reason. I'm not going to get into it.
Sure.
But
People value their time.
I don't know. Like, I think it. I don't want to say like anybody's got to get an easy path.
No, there's no easy paths here. I agree.
kind of like. Yeah, I don't like anybody's path.
Well, I mean, I'm horrible at these things, but I mean, looking Joe versus, it's interesting. Joe versus Steve Baroni, those are definitely two of the potential favorites.
Sure.
So the winner of that match could go all the way.
But they have to play an MHT.
Well, yeah, I know.
Or Bill.
Or
Yeah.
Or Bill.
Yeah, they're
Bill.
gonna lose to Bill.
I mean,
but
Bill was straight called out too, like
It's
early
true.
on by MHT.
they're gonna lose to Bill because Bill's gonna be in the finals. But
Obviously, because he drank with you.
because he drank with me, yeah, and that's the way to beat victory.
Yeah, I mean, Bill had a good month. He went 12-0. Him and Justin got it right off the bat. So I mean, that's a good take for Bill. But I mean, first of all, it's a loaded field.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hardest match to pick is either going to be the Paul Myers or Greg Shaw, and then you have the Joe Olsen versus Steve Baroni. I think those are going to be the hardest matches to pick.
Sure.
As for if I want to call out a winner, I know I'm the kiss of death and everything, everybody.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to pick the fans.
Wait, does that mean all the fans of the OCS are going to die? Sounds terrible. Why did you pick us?
I'm going to go with Justin.
Okay.
I
Top
like
seed. Play the chalk.
top seed. He's playing really good. He beat Paul Myers a couple of years ago. So if he gets past Eric and say if he's playing Greg or Paul, I kind of like that. That's going to be a good match either way. and then he's got Brad Kipple, Zimowit, Connor, or Gavin. And again, I think Justin could be either any of those. Like, to me, the lower 8 is the harder one to pick.
Sure.
So, but definitely excited for the OCS playoff. That's going to be fun. We're going to stream all the games once we know when they're going to be playing and everything. We'll get a crew together, make sure all those games are streamed. Tonight we have the team tournament. Any good teams that you've seen so far?
I have not heard who's playing, other than we did get some late breaking news as we were all waiting around for the OCS draft. Justin and Steve Baroni were on the fence about the event, but when I told them that it was 3 rounds with no final, they said that they have to play to beat one of their rivals, and I don't know who that team was, but
That's team Drew Lichtenstein and Matt Harrison Trainer.
there you go. So that's going to be, if they meet at the top of the bracket, that'll be.
I think we need a final confrontation.
Well, I don't know if either team would agree to that, but it would be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch. Like, that was definitely so. And then tomorrow is the main event. The fantasy tournament's going on, and
Get your entries in. I think
Now,
they're closing at midnight.
now, one more thing about the team tournament. In World's 2021 team tournament, I was undefeated. And then the next team tournament I played in, the Scioto Scoundrels took down the Nationals team tournament. So we are me and Carl Koenig, we figured out how to pronounce his last name. Are gonna take this down.
Nice.
Now, I'm just going to say this: there will not be a team tournament repeat, unfortunately, this year.
Alas,
Yeah, I'm going to be running it.
I thank you for that. I appreciate your service.
I will. Brad and I will not be repeating. So we gave it to the field. Essentially, we're allowing
Just
the
let
field.
someone else win. I
Yeah,
get it.
exactly.
Obviously, if you were playing, you would crush it.
Not with like teams like Desai and Baroni and Drew and MHT. No way.
Just dodge them. There's only
Yeah.
3 rounds.
Yeah. So, and then, like I said, tomorrow is the main event. It's going to be It starts at registration
don't
is at
recall.
9.
It's on the
And
forums. Check the forums for details.
all on the
If
forums.
you're participating, then check that out, because I do
guess
not
I should
recall.
go to the forums, and I should have brought this up because I'm a good host. Actually,
Well, while he's pulling that up, if you're in the area, I just want to give a plug for Gus's World's Famous Chicken that I had for
okay.
lunch today. You go into this food court here, and there's a bunch of really bad restaurants. If you go down the stairs in that area, there's a better restaurant, and you should go there. They have fried chicken there, and I got a fried chicken and collard greens and mac and cheese, and
What about a salad?
Excellent. Greens is green.
There you go.
Okay,
Greens is
so
green.
Tomorrow,
We're learning our colors here on Holotheatre tonight.
Yeah, it's a very educational Holotheatre. Okay, so regarding the main event tomorrow, again, Chris, you are running the
It's
event.
true. I am. Looks like it starts at 10, but be here earlier to get registered and signed in. Make sure that your deck lists work. Make sure you submit your deck lists on time. Make sure they're readable.
Yeah, and the stream team, which will include Lenny Rubin, Casey Annis. Finally, you did it. Casey Annis, and a possible Johnny Chu.
Ooh.
So that will
That's
be
something
our
to look
stream
forward to,
team for
indeed.
tomorrow. They will be going over all 8 games. We'll hopefully get some exciting games. And then again on Sunday, the top 8 will start at 10 a.m. and the consolation will start at 10:30. So definitely going to be a fun little weekend. Now for the hard question: who you guys got? Who do you like in the to win this year?
Ooh. That's a toughie. I think Justin's had a great year. I think I'm going to take Justin Desai.
Okay, I think this is what we're going to end the show on tonight, so we can get the team tournament going. Kendall.
Me. I'm a win.
There you go.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
You know what? we're going to see history at this event. We're going to see our first 3-time back-to-back-to-back winner.
That would be big.
Joe Olson.
Yeah.
I mean...
Kendall, will you be offering reverts tomorrow or not?
No, you got to remember, no reverts isn't about offering reverts. It's about asking for reverts.
So you're not going to ask for any?
I never do.
It's a strong stance to take.
It's a strong one.
I like it.
Okay, everybody. So that's all we got for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Again, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for all the announcements, all the action regarding the main event, and we'll make sure everybody has a good event. Quick, before we go, one last thing. Give us a token for tonight.
A what?
Give us a card.
Oh.
Any card.
IG88 and IG2000.
There you go.
There's your token for the night. Okay, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I heard one of the chew.